among commuters and local authorities regarding the safety of the road. The road closure, which has disrupted travel between London and Kabarak, was enforced by the Kenya National Highways Authority, that is KENHA, in collaboration with the local authorities. No injuries have been reported so far, but authorities are urging motorists to use alternative routes while the road remains closed. Commuters have been advised to exercise caution when traveling through the area as investigations continue.
Sasa inaenda sasa inaenda sasa inaenda
Now, Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja faced a tough reception from local leaders and residents during a visit to Angata Barikoi following the recent alleged killing of 6 people by police officers in the area. The confrontation took place during a community meeting while leaders expressed outrage over what they termed as rising cases of police brutality. The leaders demanded swift and transparent investigation into the deaths and called on both the police IG and the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, that is the IPOA, to ensure justice is served. In response, IG Kanja assured residents that the matter was being handled seriously and that IPOA had already launched investigation, adding that any officer found guilty will face the full force of the law.
Mesema we IG sijui hatukuandaa kukuona, lakini tumekuona. Tumekuona tu. Hatujui who you are serving. County Commissioner jana alikuwa hapa. County Commander alikuwa hapa. Wakaulizwa na hawa raia, nani aliwaambia nyinyi mtume askari kupiga sisi? County Commissioner was not aware of any operation here. County Commander was not aware of any operation here. How do you order an operation of that magnitude without even informing the County Commander? And I don't even understand whether you know it. Sababu nimesema tutakubali uongee hata wewe utuambie if you are also aware of this operation. Otherwise hatukuandaa kuongea.
Hii style ya kupiga watu kichwa ilitoka wapi IG? Hii ya kupiga kabisa risasi yenye by the time una pull the trigger you know somebody's life is about to end. And that person is in uniform. Surely IG. You don't want that to be your legacy. You don't want that to be the thing that your children will remember after you have left office, that you are a commander of a killer squad. IG, don't leave this place without taking action kwa wale officers ambao umeambiwa. This year I mean, hakuna kazi yako hapa. Kazi yako wananchi wameshafanya. They have already investigated na wamekuambia ni kina nani. Wanajulikana, majina yao inajulikana. Kazi yako ni rahisi sana. Shika, weka jela, wapelekwe kotini, wafungwe maisha. Honestly, look at even the kind of things people are having to say. I'm sure even you are at pains to know that you are the man charged with providing security in our country, but now you are, because of these errant officers, wanakuchafulia jina, wanachafulia serikali jina, wanaharibu nchi yetu. As we sit here today, people are not happy. IG, it is my hope that when you arise to speak, utatueleza vile ni police station gani watu wanaenda kulala wakigojea kuelekea mahakamani, wafungwe na mambo yao ikwishe.
Sikiza viongozi wenu vizuri. Nimesikiza watu wote wale wameongea hapa. Nimewasikiza vizuri sana. Na kwa ile maneno nimesikia, nasema hivi. Kitu ya kwanza, tayari nimesababisha investigation kubwa kufanyika hapa. na IPOA pia wako hapa kuona ya kwamba kama kuna polisi yote ile ambao wamefanya maneno mimi nimesikia hapa, IPOA wako hapa kama oversight ya polisi. Polisi yote ambao ameoperate outside the law anabeba msalaba yake. Tuko pamoja.
Now, still on matters, insecurity leaders from Baringo County have raised serious concerns about the conduct of the National Police Reserve, that is the NPR officers in the area, accusing them of failing to effectively address the growing wave of banditry attacks. During a recent meeting, the leaders expressed their frustrations, stating that the NPR officers have not adequately protected the residents from the escalating insecurity. They further accused some reserve officers of being involved in criminal activities that have resulted in numerous deaths and forced displacement of communities. The leaders have called on the national government to immediately investigate the conduct and roles of the NPR officers in Baringo, emphasizing that security agencies should work impartially to safeguard citizens rather than contribute to the chaos that is currently plaguing the region. They also stressed the importance of restoring peace and order, urging the government to ensure that security forces perform their duties with integrity and accountability.
I want the government to open their eyes that there's something going on in this area which is not normal, and this is not cat rustling. We have told our people peace, and we are even preaching today, this afternoon, we are telling our people, tunaambia watu wetu wote wanaishi area yote around this area. Watu wetu wa Tangulbei, watu wetu wa Kinyang, tunaambia watu wetu muishi kwa amani. Lakini tunataka tuambie serikali, na tunataka tuseme hii sahihi kama viongozi ya Wapokot, tunapatia serikali wiki mbili. Yes. We give government 2 weeks to arrest kwanza wale waliua chief, arrest huyo mtu mwenye aliua chief immediately, and number 2, to disarm the entire NPR of this area called Luruk.
Nataka niambie serikali kama vile wenzangu wamesema, especially wale wanahusika na mambo ya usalama, IG na team yake, na DCI na everybody, waziri ambaye anaongoza na team yake, yeye amepewa pale kuja kusaidia wananchi. Ni aibu chief mtu wa serikali kuwawa, na hakuna hatua ambayo imechukuliwa mpaka sasa.
All right, moving on. Homa Bay Member of Parliament George Kaluma has lauded the government's performance but raised concerns over Kenya's fast-growing population, warning that the country may face a serious job shortage by the year 2035. Speaking on the floor of the National Assembly during a parliamentary session, MP Kaluma said that while the government is doing very well in its development agenda, the nation must now begin to seriously address population growth and its impacts on employment. He urged the younger generation to start considering job opportunities beyond the country's borders, emphasizing the need for preparedness and global competitiveness.
Just from a meeting by IMF and World Bank, where it was confirmed that by 2035, barely 10 years from now, we'll be having a population surge of 1.2 billion young people seeking opportunities for jobs
in the globe,
across the globe. And the numbers are even bigger in developing countries. I know Kenya is listed as a middle income economy, Honorable Speaker, and I'm emphasizing this because I saw the President mention somewhere in China that unlike other East African community nations, Kenya is a middle income economy. The others still remain listed as least developed countries, and the media was running around saying that is undermining the other states. That, of course, is the fact, and Kenya is at a disadvantage because of that categorization as a middle-income state, as the President explained. But, Honorable Speaker, the consequence is that we may not have sufficient engagement or job opportunities for our young people. And this would necessitate that where our young population is surging, they will be seeking opportunities in states where the older population are the majority. What needs to be interrogated by the committee as they respond back to us, Honorable Speaker, is how we can ensure that our people, the citizens of Kenya going outside of our territory, have job opportunities, can participate in the local economy, but are also protected in terms of the surrounding labor practices. And I think this should not be looked at just in terms of the Middle East, but globally, all across. Otherwise, Honorable Speaker, this current administration, I have to commend the president. He's doing very well. When I was in Washington, I was shocked. From Moma Bay Town constituency alone, in the last 1 year, over 17 primary school teachers who upgraded their levels of studies to graduate have gone to the United States. And then teachers who are struggling, sometimes without even adequate fare, are driving me around Washington, around Virginia, around Maryland. So we must avail ourselves of those opportunities and encourage government to create these opportunities, but on properly regulated, terms.
Now, as criticism mounts against the government over claims of misleading Kenyans about overseas job opportunities, Technical and Vocational Training Principal Secretary Esther Macharia has come to the defense of the program, urging doubters to stop casting aspersions on the government's efforts. Speaking at the Nyeri National Polytechnic during the opening of a training session for skilled students and trainers from the Mount Kenya region, Macharia reaffirmed the government's commitment to creating employment opportunities abroad for Kenyan youth. She stressed that these international placements are currently the most viable solutions to reduce youth unemployment while the country continues to build its industrial capacity. The Principal Secretary emphasized that the training of youth in technical skills is part of a broader strategy to prepare them for both local and international labor markets. She also called for the support and patience as the government works to implement long-term employment solutions.
Industries finish establishing in Kenya, and they are coming to establish in Kenya. We want to be able to tell these industries that we have got all these skills that are going to babysit your industries. A lot of noise has been going on, and I want to say, as far as I'm concerned, it is unnecessary noise, that we are sending a lot of young people to go out there and work. You can work anywhere in this world. You can work in Canada, you can work in Czechoslovakia, as long as you have a skill. So yes, young people can go out there and be able to work. Even new journalists, if today you are called to be a journalist in Trump's office, you would go.
All right, moving on, sugarcane farmers in Awendo are facing a major financial crisis after Sony Sugar Company failed to make payments for over 3 months, leaving them at a crossroads. Now, the farmers who had pinned their hopes on sugarcane farming to improve their livelihoods are now struggling as the delayed payments continue to affect their economic stability. Leaders of the farmers have expressed deep frustrations over the situation, noting that many of them had hoped for sugarcane industry would be their path to better living standards. The outstanding payments, totaling to more than 400 million Kenya shillings, have put farmers in a dire situation as they rely on timely payments to meet their daily needs and fund the operations. In response to the prolonged delay, the farmers have issued a 7-day ultimatum to Sony Sugar Company to settle their dues or face protest. The farmers' leaders have called on both the company and the government to intervene and ensure the payments are made, warning that further delays could lead to unrest and deepen the financial challenges faced by sugarcane farmers in the region.
And we have also learned that farmers deliver cane and there is no payment which is being made. At the moment, we have noted that there is arrears of over 400 million. And the only thing that a company can get for payment, the only amount is about 2 million, which is just a payment of one farmer. So what is amazing is that farmers bring sugarcane to the company, they supply their cane, the cane is being milled, the sugar is being produced, it is being sold, but farmers are not getting payment. So the question we are asking, where are the management taking this payment or the money they are getting from sugar which has been sold?
When this new team was coming, the company had actually been turned around and was now liquid, if I can remember. And during the period that the team has been on, they've really been harvesting cane, and they're lucky because most of the cane, actually the nuclear cane, was maturing. So today saying they've not paid farmers for the last 4 months, it's so frustrating. I wonder why. In fact, I was motivated to plant cane because of the way things were going. So it's a disappointment I must register. In fact, now it gives me more different reason on agreeing on leasing, because if public institutions are open to such abuse, then we'd rather lease so that we privatize and make sure that companies are run professionally.
Word is out that Sony is going to be leased. I'm not opposed to it, but the proper channel should be followed. There should be enough public participation that the farmers and the community around the industry are involved. So it's not something that is just done at the boardroom. We want to know to whom is it leased to, what are the terms and conditions. So this is not done privately because farmers have also invested in that to make sure that Sony exists where it is.
We are realizing that one, we are excluded, farmers are not involved in a case where this discussion is taking place. Two, we don't know who is going to take the factory. We don't know for how they are going to take it for how many years. Something that I'm saying and I'm talking about and I'm announcing without fear or favor that our farmers are not ready to accommodate.
All right, moving on. A family in Kasumarini area of Kilifi County is crying out for justice after allegedly facing eviction threats from a wealthy landowner who they claim owes them land and compensation. Led by Stephen Nzaro, the family says they were promised 3 acres of land in return for guarding the tycoon's 19-acre property for over 20 years to protect it from illegal grabbers. According to Nzaro, the agreement was made in good faith and the family lived on the land peacefully until 2 years ago when threats to vacate the land began. The dispute escalated to a court where the court ruled in favor of Nzaro's family, ordering the tycoon to compensate them 4.8 million Kenya shillings. However, the family claims the tycoon has defied the court order and continues to harass them, ignoring the land directive and allegedly trying to forcefully evict them.
Mwaka wa 2005 huu marabu alileta hapa Sefu Said Muhammad. Alileta hapa as caretaker. Manake hii shamba ilikuwa inataka kugrabewa. Akanambia nimtunzie hii shamba, wanataka kuiuza. Wakiuza hana cha kunilipa, hata nikatia ekari 3. Tukaendelea mpaki 2013. Akanambia nianze kupanda miti. Nikapanda miti yangu, hata saa hivi mimi nina kula matunda. Lakini la kushangaza, hii last year akaanza kuniletea barua ya kutoka kwa wakili, anataka mimi hapa niondoke.
Yusufu anilipe niondoke, takiwa ni kesho. Anilipe mimi nitaondoka. Sasa huyo mwenye tinga akaanza kumchapa huyu mtoto wangu. Huyu pia hakukubali, akapambana naye. Kumbe yuko na kile chuma. Ndio akachupa kile chuma, akamgonga huyu, akamvunja huu mkono. Bwanangu. Hawa watoto wangu hawakubali, wakafuata ile tinga. Ile tinga wakalifuata mpaka huko. Likashikwa huko, likapelekwa polisi. Tukarudi hapa. Usiku wa saa 4 tumetoka hospitali. Bwanangu ashabadika mkono. Tena ni kipofu. Sitakubali kabisa mimi kuondoka hapa mpaka wanilipe zile milioni 4 na 800,000 watupatie sisi ndio tuondoke. Kabla hivyo havitakuwa. Amesema maana koti imesema hivyo. Hakukubali mshahara, amesema nitakukulipa. Na kwa ni mshahara nikakuwa zaidi ya hizo. Kwa hivyo mimi sina mengi na nilipe niondoke.
Mheshimiwa Rais Ruto, William Samoei Ruto, tunaomba msaada wenu, mwingilie kati, muone vile mtasaidia hii familia kwa sababu right now hatuna support yote. Ni nyinyi mtusaidie, tuone vile tutasaidia familia yetu. Mngaro, gavana wetu mpendwa, we are your people, sisi ni watu wako, watu wa Kilifi. So tunaomba tu ukuje uingilie hii issue. Tunaona wewe ukiingilia, naona tutapata ile suluhisho.
Now, the Senate Committee on Delegated Legislation Chairperson Senator Mwenda Gataya has pledged to champion the full disbursement of county assembly budgets, citing financial constraints that have hindered the oversight role of many county assemblies. Speaking on Tuesday outside the Mombasa County Assembly building, Senator Mwenda emphasized that county assemblies play a crucial role in checking the executive arm of the county governments. However, he noted that limited funding has continued to undermine the effectiveness. His remarks were supported by Mombasa County Assembly Speaker Ahrab Khatri, who affirmed the Assembly's dedication to serving residents effectively.
Na shughuli zetu hapa hasa ni kuona kwamba kama County Assembly vile zinashughulikia mambo ya ugatuzi. Na kama kamati yangu ni vizuri sana tujue kama kwamba shida zaidi ambazo zinatumika hapa county ya Mombasa na kaunti zote, sheria za kukusanya kodi, sheria zote kama zile sheria za mazingara, sheria za uchimbaji migodi, sheria zote zile ambazo zinahusiana na counties lazima zifanywe sheria zile zinaitanga regulations na county assembly zote za Kenya.
Na sisi kama county assembly tuna believe kwa Senate ndio kama big brothers ma big sisters wetu pale juu. So tumeweza kudiscuss zile challenges ambao tuna face, na kwa bahati nzuri ama mbaya, ningesema ni bahati nzuri, some of the senators ambao wako hapa wamepitia kuwa ma MCAs na wamekubaliana na sisi kwa hizo challenges ambazo tumewaeleza ni challenges za ukweli kabisa. Na tumeweza kukubaliana na hii komiti ya kwamba watarudi tena hapa Mombasa, na sisi pia tutaweza kuwatembelea pale Nairobi ili waweze kutuelekeza ile njia mwafaka ya kufuata kuhakikisha kuwa maendeleo yanaletwa chini kwa wananchi.
Tutaendelea kuwasaidia, tutaendelea kuangalia hayo mambo, na tumepata pia kuna changamoto mingi sana katika county assembly zetu, kwa sababu vile tunazungumza sasa unapata kwamba county mingi, assemblies mingi sana hasa siyapata hata mshahara. Kwa hivyo utapata kwamba county assemblies pesa zao zimekatwa katika ile orodha ama stakabadhi za serikali za kupata pesa zile ambazo wanatumia kulipa mshahara, na ni jambo ambalo tutalichukua kwa makini sana. Tutalipeleka kwa Senate, tutapeleka ile kamati ambayo ni kamati husika, kamati ya fedha, tuone kama kwamba tunaweza kuweka uwiano kati ya county assemblies na governors, kwa sababu ile taarifa tunapata ni kwamba pesa zilikatwa kutoka county assemblies na zikapelekewa governors wetu, na tukijua kwamba ile primary oversight ama ile primary oversight zote za Kenya za county zinafanywa na
Right, and in a bid to ease wildlife congestion in Nairobi National Park, the government is planning to demolish and relocate several factories in the EPZA, that is the Export Processing Zones Authority area in Athi River, Machakos County. This move will pave the way for the construction of a new wildlife migration corridor, allowing animals to safely move from the park to the Kapiti area. Sylvia Musieya, the Cabinet Secretary for the Ministry of Tourism, confirmed that the project is awaiting approval from the Cabinet before it can proceed. She emphasized that the initiative is part of a broader effort to address the ongoing conflict between wildlife and communities living near the park. The proposed relocation of the factories aims to provide a safer and more sustainable environment for both wildlife and human settlements. If approved, the project is expected to reduce human-wildlife conflict and support the long-term conservation of the park's ecosystem. The project has been met with cautious optimism from environmentalists and local residents who hope it will bring much-needed solutions to the escalating challenges faced by both wildlife and communities living near Nairobi National Park.
I've mapped out the entire corridor. It goes through EPZA, EPZB, some government land, ILRI, and all the way to some private landowners. We have even had a deliberation with, including having a sitting with the president on the importance. I'm happy that they are bought in. We are registering quite a number of conservancies. So it is now at Cabinet waiting for approval, and then we will need Treasury to help us with some resources, development partners, other donors in the conservation sector, because there is a bit of moving required of plant and equipment within the EPZA and EPZB. It is government land, so there is not an aspect specifically for compensation of land. But where we gave a lease and someone has done a plant or machinery, then our suggestion is that we can fund the movement of that plant, machinery, equipment to somewhere else within the same EPZ land, and therefore open up the corridor as mapped out. We found a bill of over 15 billion for compensation. 2013 Act introduced a very ambitious project of compensation, 5 million for death, 3 million for injury, a very expensive program, but the National Treasury did not come through in terms of funding it. So there has been a serious backlog.
Now, Madaraka Day celebrations are progressing smoothly. The local leaders have expressed their enthusiasm over the government's decision to grant them the honor to hosting the national celebrations, noting that the event will showcase the success and culture of the region. The preparations were inspected by Raymond Omolo, the Secretary in the Ministry of Interior, and Gladys Wanga, the Governor of Homa Bay County, during a visit to the site where the celebrations will take place. The venue, which is currently under construction, is expected to be fully ready in time for the festivities. Now, leaders have highlighted that the event will have far-reaching economic benefits for the region, especially for local businesses. They emphasized that the celebrations will not only promote national unity, but also provide an opportunity to boost the local economy by involving local traders and entrepreneurs in various aspects of the event. Governor Wanga expressed confidence that the event will provide a platform for the county to showcase its potential and contribute positively to the nation's celebrations. Local businesses are expected to benefit greatly from the influx of visitors and the visibility the county will receive during the event.
To the theme of this year's Madaraka Day, which is the blue economy, which is our major mainstay. We hope we'll have conversations around maritime and the pier that has already been done and is continuing to be done. But we'll also be speaking on the issues that affect our fishermen. And one of the biggest issues currently is insecurity. Not really insecurity, but because of the limited resources, fishermen fighting with each other. And we want to really urge our fishermen. One, this lake is not just for us, it is for posterity. So we must conserve it.
Whenever we are doing development like we're doing today, there would invariably be disruptions. And I remember I was appreciating the business community and the people of Homa Bay for accepting to work together with us, to work closely with the contractors, and the leadership that we have of Governor Wanga, so that an inconvenience here and there is leading us to a much bigger thing. So it's a surprise that is okay if our business community and our people pay. But while at it, we will try and make sure that disruption is very minimal to the extent possible.
Now, from Homa Bay County to Machakos County, a family in Machakos is in shock after the domestic donkey unexpectedly turned violent, attacking and biting both a mother and her son. The bizarre incident has raised concerns over animal behavior and the need for vaccination against rabies in the area. The son, who sustained serious bite injuries, is currently recuperating. His mother, visibly shaken, revealed that she now fears staying near the donkey, which was previously considered harmless. Local leaders have since stepped in, urging residents to vaccinate their animals against rabies and other preventable diseases. They emphasized the importance of routine animal health checks to avoid similar incidents.
Ilianza kwa kumuuma yeye mwenyewe, akachukua tu ni jambo rahisi tu, akaenda hospitali ambayo iliyo karibu, private hospital. Then alipodungwa hiyo shindano tu ya tetanus, akaamua ya kwamba ako safe. So Jumapili iliyopita hiyo punda pia imemwangushia mtoto na imeuma ule kijana wake ambaye ni mtu mzima, kwa sababu mtu ambaye ako na miaka 38 sio mtoto. So ameumwa mkono na umefunjwa, na ile kitu ambao imefanya tukuje ni kwa sababu ukiona tabia kama zile siko na mnyama yoyote, sio vizuri kuchukulia ya kwamba ni kawaida.
Siku ilikuwa Jumapili. Punde ilipotoka polini, ilikimbia kwa njilani wetu. Kijana akaiende huko. Kutoka kwa iende huko, mahali ilikuwa imeenda, walipokuwa napanda, ikamwangusha chini. Ndipo ikamuuma mkono na mbega. Ilimuuma mkono na mbega. Hii punda tuyeona akiwa na shida, ingawa hiyo siku ilikuwa Jumapili. Sasa kijana ako hospitali, amelazwa. Hii punda ikuangi na shida, ni hivyo tukuumana hiyo siku.
Mimi nilikuwa naenda kwenye naifunganga. Sasa ilikuwa na mwingine, lakini huyu mwingine hakuwa wa kike, alikuwa wa kiume. Sasa nilikuwa naenda kuwatenganisha wakiwa wanafikana. Kitambo nifurute kamba, nifungie mahali, ndiye akakuja mkono wangu wa light. Si ndiye nikisungusha kamba kwa mti akaniuma. Kitambo na nikatelesa, sababu hiyo siku kulikuwa na mvua. Nikatelesa nikaanguka. Sasa nikiita mtu akaniuma kitole moja hii ya mkono wa left. Alama yangu ni iko kwa hii mkono. Ni ingine ni kitole.
Ni kawaida. Na ndivyo nataka kuhimiza mwananchi yoyote ya kwamba akifikia kuumwa na mnyama yoyote, ni vizuri hata kama atapata first aid kwa private hospital, make sure ya kwamba ameenda public general hospital ili akapate kuhudumiwa na akapate kupona.
Right, quite unfortunate story right there. And news just in the corridors of justice. The High Court has declared protest ban in Nairobi CBD illegal and awards 2.2 million to 11 petitioners who filed the case. Now it continues to say that the IG has no power to arbitrarily outlaw the right to assemble, picket, demonstrate, and present petitions to public authorities. Now the High Court has ruled. We'll be keeping tabs with that particular story, and we'll be bringing you that and much more in our subsequent bulletins later on in the day. My name is Macharia. It is exactly 34 minutes past the top of the hour. That's going to wrap up our bulletin here at EBN News at 1. More news will come your way in our subsequent bulletins at 4:07 with Emmanuel Marwa and 9 p.m. with Cindy and Anjala. Martin Macharia is my name. Do have yourself a good afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your viewing, and as always, let's meet again when God says we do.